what I'm gonna do now is let it walk on my hands and my arm. Are you ready for this? Yeah.
You're gonna let that thing walk on you.
This is to prove, oh my gosh, I just saw its fangs. Its fangs are huge.
No matter how brave you may be, I'm willing to bet that there's something you are afraid of. Fears, or phobias as they are known in the medical sciences community, can come in many shapes and sizes. When it comes to the fear of spiders, properly known as arachnophobia, I think it's safe to say that this fear also comes with many legs.
You're looking at...
Look at this. That's a golden silk orb weaver. Look at the size of that spider. And that's a female, for sure. The males are smaller. Whoa, there's more over here. Oh, the whole side of this house is covered in them. Look at this. Wow. Look at this. Adrian, oh, look at, they're all running. Ooh, look at this one right here. I am not startled. Whoa. Oh. That right there is a big spider. Oh boy. You know, it might be interesting. Why don't we do an episode like we did with the Black Widow, where I free handle one of these spiders to find out if it bites or not? What do you think?
Oh man, they're definitely very impressive looking. Look at that.
Yeah, a lot bigger than the Black Widow, that's for sure.
I have handled many species of spiders, and whether they are huge and hairy, like the desert tarantula, or sleek and toxic, like the Black Widow, it never fails to send shivers down my spine as they skitter along my arms.
Oh my.
Right onto the edge of my finger. Oh boy, okay, now she's gone down my arm. She's actually spun a little thread of web, like she's becoming secured to me. Oh, I thought she was about to bite.
One of my underlying goals has always been to help people face their fear of spiders. So today, I will be handling one of the most common, yet scariest looking arachnids in Central America, the golden orb weaver. But first, I have to catch one.
Wow, that is a massive web. Look at the anchor points down here that then run all the way up into the hot zone. This spider's got a good cache of food already stored up, but given the fact that there are not too many guard strands on the outside here, I think I might be able to actually catch this one. All right, should we go for it?
Let's do it.
Let me see if I can get her to come right down.
You notice it hurt?
Definitely her. Ah, I'm losing it. Got it.
Nice.
There we go. Whoa, that is a big spider right there. And I bet anybody watching right now who has arachnophobia is thinking to themselves, Coyote, you are absolutely crazy. Okay, let's bring it out here from under the overhang. There we go. Staying completely still on the stick. Look at that. Arachnid. Wow. One impressive specimen. Ooh, okay. Going up to the top of the stick. Look at those hooked legs. That will make your skin crawl. Okay, Mark, give me that little plastic cube. Real slowly, before it drops down on me. Got it. Let me see if I can get her to slowly walk in there. Okay, there we go. Whoa. Got it. Wow, that is one intimidating arachnid right there. All right, let's get this spider into a controlled situation and see just how dangerous it really is.
Warning: spider bites can be incredibly dangerous and potentially fatal. Never attempt to catch or handle a spider.
All right, now I am gonna keep my spider stick with me just in case I need to balance the animal on it at some point. Oh boy. You see it up in its web and you're like, oh, it's not that big, until you get it inside of a clear plastic cube and it's right next to your face. Looks a lot bigger up close and personal. All right, I'm going to take off my pack so I have a little more mobility. Now, like Arizona's black widow, this spider is oftentimes found in residential areas, and they build their webs all over man-made structures. So it's a species that you oftentimes stumble upon. However, because they're web builders, they stick to their webs. Now, people do encounter them because if you're out there in the rainforest, they oftentimes will span their webs between two trees. And like in one of those famous adventure movies, if you're walking through the rainforest at night, whack! You may walk straight into a web and find this spider on your person. Now, these spiders are armed with a neurotoxic venom, which will attack the nervous system of their prey. And what these spiders are out here feasting on is any sort of insect that is unfortunate enough to fly into their webs. However, some of these spiders manage to grow large enough where they can actually take lizards, and I've seen pictures on the internet of ones that have eaten small birds and bats. How crazy is that? Now, those are the ones that are in Australia. The ones here in Central and South America don't grow quite as big, and there are actually 23 recognized species worldwide. This is actually a spider people often see in Florida, and they show up in bananas. Did you know that? They're actually also known as the banana spider. They've been transported into the United States through shipments of fruit. Now, unlike the wandering spider, this is not a nomadic hunter. It's waiting for its prey to come to its web. Now, let's say a fly or a beetle gets trapped in that sticky spider silk. What they will do is rush forward and inflict a bite. That initial hit from those fangs sends the prey into shock, and as the neurotoxic venom is beginning to shut down that victim's system, what the spider will do is crawl back and just watch its prey struggle. The more it struggles, the more it becomes entangled in the web. And once it succumbs to the venom, what they'll do is come in and spin a web around the victim and then store it there. Now, based on the variety of orb weaver, they have a different potency of venom. The one that's here in Central and South America, while I don't believe it can kill you, is extremely painful. A bite from the spider will cause your arm to swell up. It'll be really bad. You'll have dry mouth, cramping in your stomach, and it's gonna be a really, really rough afternoon if I end up getting tagged by this creature. Now, here's where it gets a little tricky, guys. Like the black widow, this spider is capable of giving me a pretty painful bite. But to prove to you that this spider is not just out to bite you, what I'm gonna do now is let it walk on my hands and my arm. Are you ready for this? Yeah.
You're gonna let that thing walk on you.
This is to prove, oh my gosh, I just saw its fangs. Its fangs are huge. Okay, maybe I'm having second thoughts about this. Oh boy, here we go. What I want to do is actually use my spider stick and let the spider get onto the stick first so that it feels a little more comfortable. There we go. That's a big spider. You know what I'm going to have to deal with is the webbing, just like I did the black widow. Can you see that? And the tensile strength of this web is so much stronger than that of the black widow, so I hope that I'm not tangled up too bad. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna start by letting it crawl onto this hand. Oh boy, oh boy. Let me spin it for you like that. Wow, it is beautiful, that's for sure. All right, it seems to be pretty calmed down at this point. And what I'm gonna do is put the stick sideways. My mouth is getting dry, I'm getting nervous here. I'm gonna just place my hand out in front of the spider and see if it will walk out onto my fingers. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, spider is on my arm. Okay, going up my arm. Oh boy, I'm losing control of it. It's getting back here. Let's see if I can get it onto my hand and around this way. There we go. It's got its legs up in the air. Let me see if I can keep it completely calm there. You can see my hand is shaking a little bit.
Is that a defensive position?
It's a little bit of a defensive position with the legs up in the air like that, and it's right on my knuckle. Don't bite me, don't bite me, don't bite me. Oh, I can feel all the little hooks of its legs.
What are you feeling right now? Feeling those nerves going?
Extremely nervous. I'm trying to just be super still, let the spider find a place where it feels comfortable, and hopefully it will just, oh, there we go. Oh, look at that. It wanted to go right back onto the stick. Look, you can actually see the webbing hanging right from the tip of my finger. Here, let me see if I can get it back on my hand. There we go. She's really just interested in getting away. Now remember, this spider does have a neurotoxic venom, very similar to that of the black widow. I want to just remain completely calm.
If you were bitten by this spider, to be clear, that's a very bad situation.
It could potentially be really bad depending how much venom went into my body. Okay, oh man, the webbing is so much stronger than that of the black widow. Okay, where did she go?
On your elbow, up your back.
Okay, it's coming this way. I'm gonna slowly turn. See if I can get her back onto my hand.
Yep, there you go, got it.
There we go. What I don't want to do is make any sudden movement or pull the webbing too tightly, because if she feels threatened, that is when she's going to bite. Now, the way that most spider bites end up happening is somebody applies pressure to the arachnid and they fear for their lives. And a bite is oftentimes just a warning that, hey, I am here, don't squish me. Now, spiders can control the amount of venom that they inject into what it is they're biting. Because I am not a potential prey item, if she were to bite me, oh boy, right on the tip of my finger there, she's completely tangling me up. If she were to bite me, it could possibly be a dry bite, or I would basically keep my fingers crossed and pray that it was not a full-on bite loaded with venom, because that could be an incredibly bad situation. There we go. She feels real comfortable there. Man, I am getting completely tangled up, and I can feel how strong that spider silk is.
Coyote,
Yeah.
you think you have a good control over the situation here?
I don't think you ever have good control when there is a spider just freely climbing around on your body. Where does she go? Okay. Wow, I'm getting big time tangled up here, guys. Look at that, there's so much webbing. She's able to just free climb right out on top of me there. That gives me the opportunity to get rid of some of that spider silk. Ooh, just a moment to breathe there where she is not actually on my hand.
So tell us why you're doing this, Coyote. You have a reason for this.
There's always a reason for this, and the reason is that you should not just automatically be afraid of these spiders. Actually, these arachnids are doing wonderful things for the environment by eating a lot of pest insects. Now, if you're in Central or South America and you see one of these outside of your house, you don't need to be afraid of it. These spiders stick to their webs, and all they're doing is catching nuisance insects. Now, if you go into that web and you try to harass the spider, obviously you may be bitten, but the spider really has no interest in actually biting me as long as I don't apply pressure to its body. I'm getting a little more comfortable now, but you always have to keep your guard up, because you see how she's getting all tangled up in her own webbing? I don't want her to feel like she's getting pulled in any one direction and then end up inflicting a bite. This is a species that's only interested in eating insects, not in biting humans.
Now, you would never do this with something like a wandering spider, correct?
No, a wandering spider's venom is so incredibly potent it could put me in the hospital. A bite from a spider like this, there is the chance that a lot of venom could go into my body. However, as a human, I am not prey for this species. So the bite probably wouldn't be so bad that I need to go to the hospital. However, it would swell up, it would turn red, I'd have dry mouth, cramping in my stomach, but after about 24 hours, it would be nothing more than a red, itchy spot. You know, my nerves calm quite a bit once the spider has found a spot that it is comfortable and not walking around. You can see its mandibles and fangs are well up off of my hand right now, but if I were to startle her or apply any pressure to the top of her body, it would force her down, and that's when a bite would be inflicted. Again, I never recommend that you go out in the wild and ever try to free handle a spider on your own. You never know how your body would react to the venom if you were bitten. Well, guys, it looks like the sun is starting to get a little low in the sky, which means it's going to be close to hunting time for this arachnid, because when the sun gets low, that's when all the insects come out. So what I want to do now, ooh, she's going down my arm, is safely get her back up into her web so that she can go out and hunt for the night. I'm Coyote Peterson. Be brave. Stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure. All right, back up in the web with you.
Spiders can be found on almost every continent, and while they are all technically venomous, they do their best to save that potent bite for their prey. Unless threatened or provoked, as a human, your odds of being bitten by a spider like the golden orb weaver are slim to none. So if you have the phobia of arachnids running chills down your spine, try to tell yourself that spiders are a good thing. And whether you believe it or not, spiders are actually our friends. If you thought handling the golden orb weaver was chilling, make sure to go back and watch the episode where I let the infamous Black Widow crawl freely over my hands. And don't forget, subscribe so you can join me and the crew on this season of Breaking Trail.